Show. If we've not met, I'm Henry. So, we're going to be doing an energy update as well as a mindful chat, my friends. So, when we went into September, we talked about how it was going to be eclipse season coming up, also the energy of transformation. My friends, wowzer, September has been certainly a really interesting month. I mean, the waves of just intense energy at times, whoo, wowzers. And then the past few weeks, yes, it has been a rich tapestry of energies, which is really leading us into the transformative solar eclipse on October 2nd. So, this has been a time of powerful lessons as we acknowledge old wounds and then embrace the opportunity to release our need for control, trust in the universe and in ourselves, which is essential. That being said, though, emotions such as sadness, disappointment, betrayal, rage, loss, and grief have been surfacing within the collective, being called to be cleared. And so it is vital to remember that if you are somebody who is an intuitive empath, or if you associate with being somebody who's highly sensitive or being in touch in terms of energy frequencies, that you may be feeling these energies even more acutely. So make sure to use your tools, my friends, because I have been like triple downing on the tools. So this can also just affect us in many different ways. You could feel tired. You could also, it could feel like it's affecting your clarity or even motivation and even our desire to be present. And so that's why also it's just good to check in to see how you are and what you need. And remember, my friends, many awakened souls and humans are experiencing this experiences, and sometimes it can feel like turmoil, the turmoil being called to be cleared. And just know that, it's not right, wrong, good or bad. It's the isness, and it's the business and the isness. And we're here in this experience where on earth a lot of things are clearing from the collective and the individual. So you want to just use your tools to support you, and then also know that your strength and your abilities are extraordinary. Many have been doing this inner work to navigate this significant transformation for some time now, and so many more people are awakening, and it's just really incredible and inspiring. But with that, then it's just really encouraging all of us to continue using our tools to support ourselves and also inspire others as well. The shifting energies are calling really to heal the balance between our feminine and masculine aspects, as well as light and dark come into harmony with the changing seasons. We have the opportunity to align our inner and outer worlds. So you may feel a great sense of connection to your body as we stretch in some ways, in terms of it might feel like your patience or even your resilience. So pay attention to any physical manifestations, like upset stomachs, throat chakra issues, or throat issues, as they signal a need for truthful communication. So pay attention to any of the physical manifestations, upset stomachs, throat issues, as they may signal a need for truthful communication. Also, then, as you may know already, on October 2nd, we will be experiencing a profound shift for the solar eclipse and new moon in Libra. And so this celestial event will not only be visible in some places, but will also elevate the energies we're experiencing. So, with the power of our higher self souls, we can heal from anything. And really, if it's really being called for us, I'll just say if it's being called for us to heal, because sometimes in the human experience, for whatever reason, the human, takes on different experiences. And again, not right, wrong, good or bad. It's the isness. And so then, just using your tools to support yourself. Now is the time to really focus on, you might be feeling it as well. There has just been a lot of stuff in terms of the stomach, and also, so that's like the solar plexus, the root chakra, the sacral chakra. Also, I've noticed things in the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and the crown chakra. Specifically for me, the last 4 days, it has been definitely in the solar plexus, where there has just been a on and off tightness where it is being called to be cleared. I've done several sessions in terms of energy sessions to clear, and I'll feel like amazing. And then y'all, and then like the next day, I'll be like, oh, huh, okay, I feel that tightening again. And what's interesting is it could feel almost like, have I done a lot of sit ups, or is that anxiety? Or Is that just my stomach muscles somehow feeling, tight or something? And so you want to discern between, in terms of the physical body with muscles or the emotional body versus the energy coming in calling to support clearing any powerlessness or anything that's blocking or anything that in the past was stagnant and now is coming to the surface to clear. And so for me, I don't even know when it was, if it was like 4 days ago, 5 days ago, not even sure when, but I had a distinct feeling in my stomach and my solar plexus of a tightening. That tightening then went up into my heart chakra, my throat chakra, and in my throat chakra, it felt like it was some burning off some energy. It was almost like if you kind of had like throat burn, if you've ever had like heartburn, but it felt like throat burn where things were being cleared from those chakras to allow me to be empowered in my communication and to step into another layer of my empowered creator, which is interesting because once that clearing happened, I was able to then I have a different relationship with my being able to communicate and share. I definitely noticed a change where I feel a lot more at ease with just sharing my experience and what has been going on for me. And one of the examples is that, I hadn't, in terms of social media, I'd never been somebody who really commented a lot or wrote a lot. I wasn't really active on Threads, and I just felt called to go onto Threads and just start sharing things, and it has just felt so liberating. And it's interesting because, I never wanna negate somebody's experience, because it's their experience. I'm not in their shoes. There may be a lot of variables, that I may not understand in my humaning. I will say though, today, I'm a newbie on Threads. Today I read something where a psychic had said, as a psychic medium, I'm often asked, how do I deal with it? And the psychic medium said, you know, I'm always energetically blocked unless I'm in sessions or I purposely open myself up. So I'm not really bothered by energy most often or spirits. And that's for healthy boundaries. And, I totally understand what this psychic medium is saying. And I love that for this person. I love that. I also want to say though, we all have different experiences and different abilities, and even though it might all come under like the psychic abilities, there might be different avenues of psychic abilities. And also too, your human and your higher self soul might have a different like role and purpose here. And I think sometimes what I've seen in working with some of my clients is they come in really confused about, healthy boundaries or, how do I deal with, all the psychic information, and they just want like how do I just turn it on and off, which yes, maybe that is for some how it works, but for others it may not work that way. And so I just want to bring in some of this information and discernment because, I actually replied and what I said was, I have healthy boundaries and protection, yet, I feel it can be more complex and nuanced. And I feel that, that depending on your role on earth, as an energy practitioner, an intuitive energy like alchemist, I have a different, experience and I have a ton of tools. Just recently I gave an example that I was scrolling on TikTok and scrolling through lives and I heard another psychic say, so and so is here and he is saying help, help, help me, help me, help me. And the psychic just kept repeating that again and again. And then I heard the soul say, help me, I'm stuck. And then I asked permission, and found out, like, I asked permission, for from the higher self soul, the human, the guides, if I could ask for more information, and I received the yes, you can. And so then I found out that it was a lost soul and that they were asking for support to be moved over, if you will, to, I just, many of us just say the white light spirit realm for the highest good. And so I then asked, the soul said yes. And then I asked the guides to support, and the guides did. And then the soul was like, saying thank you. And then I heard the psychic on the TikTok live say, and he said thank you. But the psychic on the TikTok live didn't, or maybe didn't say verbally out loud, that it was a lost soul and that the soul was being moved over. I don't know. Maybe that psychic knew on some level. Maybe that psychic didn't know. But I share that because I still have healthy boundaries and I have protection. It's just the way that I walk in the world is that I have abilities, and I could be standing somewhere, on one side of the earth. And because I have also strong at times telepathic communication, sometimes I can hear, someone saying like, hey, I need something. And then, if it's, somebody that is in my circle of friends or family, I'll feel comfortable reaching out to them saying, "Hey, is there something I can help you with?" And oftentimes they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you and just going to I was just going to call you." And so, coming back to my point in all this is that, my friends, there's just a lot of nuance. We are multidimensional, and humaning is amazing, but it's complicated and it can be nuanced. And so if you are on social media, or if you're listening to any podcast, even anything that I'm putting out there, just remember, my friends, I'm sharing it. Yes. Do I get downloads? Do I get channeled information? Yes. But also remember, though, I also, in my human experience, I have a life as Henry. I have a human life that I'm living. And so I'm also at times sharing from my human experience, from also sometimes from my aspect of my role here. And so with that, then with information, knowing, I also look at it as like, everyone is doing the best they can with what they have and with the information that we have. And so it's not right, wrong, good or bad, but what I hope that we start shifting into unity consciousness with is letting go of, like, why am I not more like that person? Or that person? Why, or if you read somebody saying like, I'm just not bothered by energy most of the time, like that original thread that I mentioned, like, that's amazing for that person. But I also would say, all right, then, is there any kind of numbing happening? Is there any kind of blocking in the heart chakra happening? Because if you are turning on and off, you could also then be turning, you could also be blocking your chakras in that, which maybe that was a protective measure that was beneficial at some point. Is it still beneficial? Because is there an aspect that you're not allowing yourself to fully be in the flow of? And and so there's a lot of aspects to look into. And with me, I'm always looking at, like, where am I right now? How am I feeling? What is it that I need? How can I support myself? What tools can I support myself with? And so that's how I that's how I operate in terms of my experience. And I'm also open to transformation and change, because maybe, who knows, maybe moving forward, there's going to be other opportunities and tools. And, I look forward to that. And, but the reason why I'm sharing all this is because, however you're being shown in terms of your abilities, or how something's being, worked with you, that is perfect for you. You can be inspired by other people's stories or how they're using tools, but you want to acclimate the tool to you, and how then it would be beneficial for you then, and how that works for you. Because it's not, sometimes when people are making statements about specifically about, healthy boundaries and protection, it's just not like, I know we all want it to be like, very black and white on it, like, I have healthy boundaries and I'm protected, which great, yes. But these cosmic energies are coming in. They are so strong that oftentimes things are being called to be cleared from the individual energy field and also from the collective. And if you are an energy practitioner, if you are somebody here to anchor light energy, you might be called to help the collective in some way. This might be the very job that your higher self soul signed up for in at this time. And so, you just want to be careful then, am I shutting off the very essence of also why I'm here? And with that, though, it doesn't mean that you can't have healthy boundaries and also be in full protection, because you can. And in full protection, really out of the energy of love, not fear. And so, with all that, then, my friends, really understanding that, this time we're in with the eclipse season, going towards October 2nd, is in transformation. And we have an immense power in terms of the connection to our higher self souls. And now is the time really to let yourself dig in, like what is being called to be the surface. And like I mentioned, there could be things in your different chakras. A lot of the root chakra has been coming up, as well as like womb healing, returning also to the essence of our beginnings. So embrace the healing techniques that you've learned that resonate with you. Trust your intuitive gifts and know that all these different cycles, the moon cycles, are inviting us to nurture not only the divine feminine, but be in balance with the divine masculine, to really prioritize self-care for yourself and for those around you, letting yourself really strengthen your ability for open, honest communication for self and others with compassion and loving kindness. And then also letting yourself dare to explore the hidden layers of your experiences. And the new moon will set the stage for an October filled with opportunities to call in what may felt absent in our lives. We are opening up to new beneficial dimensions within ourselves, and this adaptability takes up a lot of energetic bandwidth. So be gentle with yourself during this time. Trust in your power and potential as you journey forward. Focus on your own healing, releasing any comparisons to others. We are all creating our paths. You are brilliant masterpiece. A lot of karma has been cleared, and still there might be aspects of karma being called to be cleared. Whatever it is, welcome the new opportunities for abundance and creativity. Embrace the transformative journey with an open heart, knowing that you are capable of incredible, remarkable healing, also just amazing things as an empowered creator with the universe, my friends. So, with that, my friends, that is it for now. Make sure to take care of yourself, and I will be doing a eclipse energy healing meditation. So, look for that. If you need anything else, you can check out my Inspiring You Show podcast, as well as it is up on YouTube as well. And I do have a Patreon as well too, where we do live classes. We just did this incredible workshop where it was so inspiring, my friends. We looked back at the last 18 months in regard to reviewing. Actually, I'm going to try and find it just so I can share it with all of you. So, one of the things that we did was we reviewed from the journaling exercise was from April 20th, 2023, all the way to October 2nd, 2024, Libra solar eclipse. So, we looked at all the different. April 20th was the Aries solar eclipse. October 14th, 2023 was the Libra solar eclipse. And then it was March 25th, 2024, Libra full moon eclipse. And then April 8th, 2024, Aries solar eclipse. And then October 2nd, 2024, it will be the Libra solar eclipse. So we looked through all of them and did journal questions about, like, where were we at that time? What new beginnings or bold steps did I take? what relationships, may have went under transformation, what insights, revelations did I gain during that? How did I envision my life moving forward? It was so amazing to do. We did that yesterday in the meditate with me and intention setting and energy healing workshop. It was so incredible. And what's interesting is that last October, it was the October 14th, 2023, the Libra solar eclipse. It was what relationships or partnerships underwent change or transformation. And did I notice any imbalance in my relationships that needed addressing? Okay, so for me at that time, I had been undergoing a lot of symptoms of perimenopause, and then I was going into menopause. And I tried a lot of different things. I tried herbs, I tried all like the natural products, and I tried a lot of different things, and I had been having symptoms for years. And for years I kept telling my Western doctor, this is what's going on. And she just, I really like her as a doctor, but there was no like movement on like, hey, help me. What is happening? What's going on with my body? I feel like I went to bed one night, and I woke up in a totally different body. And so one day during meditation, my guides had said, okay, listen, we know that you want somebody on the outside of you to say, like, this is it, this is what's going on. They said, "Why don't you research and read up?" And so they flashed a book in front of my eyes, and I went and, read that book, and it was about menopause, and it really helped me understand what my physical body was going through, so I could also bring compassion even more so to it. And so I did all this research for a year, and then leading up to the October 14th, 2023 Libra solar eclipse, the question was, what relationships or partnerships underwent change or transformation? Did I notice any imbalance in my relationships that needed addressing? Yes, I needed to be heard by my doctor. My doctor, I needed to change that relationship and have it transform, where I was being heard by my doctor and supported and received the help that I had been asking for years. And so October 14th was the Libra solar eclipse 2023. I then had my wellness exam on October 18th. And I remember in around that time, around October 14th, being like, that is it. I'm going to my wellness exam on the 18th, and I'm going to bring in all my research, and I'm going to have a discussion with my doctor, and I'm going to come away with a plan of action, so I am helped and supported. And I went in, I brought all my stuff, and my doctor really heard me, and we made a plan, and I went on menopausal hormone therapy. And it's amazing. And I've had a completely different year in relationship to my body and menopause. And it's been incredible in a lot of ways. And I'm so grateful and thankful. But I'm also really grateful that I was able to learn and become educated about what was going on in my body, and not just take it, just kind of take it on the surface of this is happening. I really learned about the symptoms by researching. I ended up reading, I don't know, like 3 books. I took a course, and I really dug in. So my point though is that October 14th, 2023 Libra solar eclipse, that was part of my transformation then. And also then I went on hormone therapy, menopausal hormone therapy on October 18th when I went to the doctor in 2023. And that ended up being World Menopause Day. Y'all, I didn't even know there was a World Menopause Day, but when I was on my way to the doctor, I got like a flash on my phone about World Menopause Day. I was like, "Huh?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is such synchronicity." Such synchronicity. And so yesterday, as I was doing all this review and journal work, with the Meditate with Me workshop group, I was just really amazed once again about how everything is so interconnected. And if I didn't believe in cosmic energies or the moons or eclipses and how they are supporting us in various ways, I definitely would have come away with being a believer after that workshop yesterday because I just am still in such awe-inspiring. I feel just in wonder of it. It just feels so awe-inspiring and amazing. And yeah, does it take some work to do it? Yeah, we probably journaled for, I mean, I don't even know, maybe 30, 40 minutes and maybe longer, and just connecting those story dots. And you're like, wait, what was I doing then? But the thing is, a lot of times this stuff is on your schedule so you can look back, or you have journals. And so my point of sharing this is, my friends, take time. Take time to reflect. Take time to journal. And by that, it's not just journal, but reflection, self realization, understanding how all these elements are part of your life. And then with that, we did a huge energy healing meditation to support clearing anything that came up. Also, sending Reiki to all the papers and to all the intentions to support manifesting with ease and grace. And it just was a really beautiful workshop. If you want to, you still can purchase that. It's on my Inspiring You Patreon, and it's under the Meditate with Me level. So that is it for now, my friends. Much, much love. And before we go, we always want to delink. So you can just say, like, I asked to delink from this talk. I asked to delink from Reiki, letting, light fill in the spaces for the highest good, balancing with harmony in all ways for the highest good and gratitude. That is it. Much love, my friends. Thanks for joining me here.